So last week, well, probably about 2 weeks ago, we got the reveal that there's going to be a new Marvel fighting game as well as an Invincible fighting game. Now, personally, I'm way more excited for the Marvel fighting game. I don't know who would be over the Invincible one. Um, but it's really looking good for Marvel right now. I mean, we don't have any updates on the Wolverine game ever since the Insomniac leak, which really sucks. Mostly just due to the fact that the leaks happened in the first place. That was like insanely gross because I believe a lot of people's personal information also got caught up in the mix as well. Just really gross shit. But like, even with Spider-Man 2, it wasn't a great game, but it was still like a really fun game, especially when it came to the swinging. And when you look to what Marvel has been doing, in the last few years, even with like, all the way back to 2018 with Marvel Spider-Man, DC has not been doing a great job. I mean, we also had news recently that like the Wonder Woman game isn't happening. We did get news that the Black Panther solo game wasn't happening as well. We still don't know what's going to come from Marvel 1943. I haven't seen any updates since that trailer they released, the like cinematic one. DC so far, it doesn't seem like they have anything planned. I don't think so. I think the Wonder Woman one was the only one that was like announced to be happening, then nothing came from it. But with Marvel, there does seem to be a lot of stuff coming out, or at least like, they seem to be very prominent within the gaming space now. Like, if you're a card game lover, you'd probably love Marvel Snap. Marvel Rivals took off in a big bad way, and now with the Marvel fighting game coming out, that was really hyped. That was kind of like the biggest impact that they had on like the PlayStation State of Play. Like fucking, I remember that trailer dropped, everyone went crazy because it looked so fucking good. It was like going back to like a classic sort of fighter style that I feel like doesn't get shown anymore. It very much had like the Marvel versus Capcom vibes, but apparently, well, I mean, not apparently, Capcom isn't even involved with this. It feels like Marvel is kind of cheating a bit, but guess what? They can get away with some cheating because this game looks great and I am excited. It looks so fucking great. But this does lead to question where DC is. Because I might be wrong, but was the last video game they released Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League? And before that, it was like Gotham Knights. And both of those were flops for various different reasons. Now, first of all, I actually did have hopes for Gotham Knights. It was very much a game that I feel like if they just gave it more time, didn't try to make it like a live service game as like it was originally intended, they probably could have gotten right, especially if they would have just had Rocksteady develop it instead of giving it to WB Montreal, whatever. But then, that happened. Again, I don't even think that game was necessarily bad, at least from what I played of it. To me, it was just like, it wasn't a game I was going to spend a lot of time on. And, when we live in this era where free time is not something that's readily available anyways, to spend that type of game, like that much time on a game that I don't love, I probably, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to play or just, view other forms of entertainment I actually do like. But then with like Suicide Squad to Kill the Justice League, I remember like, played like probably 2 hours of that and it is just so repetitive and boring. I was like, I'm just need to drop this. Like, this is the same studio that gave us fucking Batman Arkham Knight and shit like that. And the game was fucking dead before the first release. Like, before the first like live server update of like the Joker's here now, it was already dead. Nobody gave a fuck. They really just should have switched the two. WB Montreal, you make the Suicide Squad game, we'll make the Gotham Knights game. Because we already have the Batman Arkham format, we can just use that and put in all these characters. And then even like swap their continuities. Be like, okay, this is the Arkham continuity. We're going to introduce the Court of Owls. Maybe we'll bring Bruce back. Maybe he has been back. Who knows? And then WB could be like, alright, well, we're just going to do like the Suicide Squad game. And we won't have to worry about the confines of the Arkham continuity, even though the Arkham continuity wasn't even, you could tell it was not considered in the Suicide Squad game. It just wasn't. It was just such a big fucking disappointment. And it really makes you wonder, like, how is DC gonna get themselves out of this hole? Because like the only thing I think they have going for them right now is the possibility of maybe a third Injustice game. But at this point, I don't want to see another Injustice game. especially with like this new Marvel game that's coming out, the new fighting game. You know, one is one looks so much better than I feel like they could do with the third Injustice, and I feel like with like the whole evil Superman stuff, it's best to just get away with that. They just need to do something different. Need to do something new, and maybe that's doing another Batman game. Personally, I feel like if they're gonna do that, they need to find something else. The Arkham formula works so well, and here's the thing: I'd love to see that in like a Gotham Knights setup, or maybe with some other character. But I feel like if they just go back to the Batman Arkham well, it is literally just them giving up, and I feel like it's gonna be so much of like an obvious desperation grab that it's not gonna work. I fear that if they do another Batman Arkham game, like it's speculated that they're going to, it is just going to fail purely off the, purely off the notion that this is just a desperate claim for them to try to get back into the video game industry in a big bad way. So I don't know where they're gonna go with this. I just want to kind of make this video because I just think it's kind of funny that Marvel has been coming out with these games left, right, and center, and they've just been popping off. Like Marvel Rivals, this one that's coming up, the Spider-Man games are doing great, and the wild thing about that is that the Spider-Man games are obviously inspired by the Arkham series, and yet DC hasn't been able to release a video game since Arkham Knight that has had that much of an impact. And maybe it's because they tried to fucking, shift Rocksteady into being like, hey, do this live service game. Or here's the thing: I don't know what happened behind the scenes between the Suicide Squad game, but I can definitely feel like it was like, top studio pressure of being like, hey, just do a live service game. That's for some reason what we think is going to be like the hot new thing, even though like Marvel's Avengers came out way before that and showed like this doesn't work. Like it shows that this doesn't work. People, they might play it at first, but they're not going to continue playing it. It's not going to bring in the numbers that you think it's going to do. I don't understand how these executives just don't see that like the shit that they're doing is not working. Like trying to do these live service games obviously is not working. And they kind of learned that before Gotham Knights came out, but at the same time they released a project that obviously needed more refining. But like with Suicide Squad, like how did they not know going into like at that point everyone was sick and tired of it. And even like before that point, like people were just like, yeah, I don't give a shit about live service games. This isn't going to be the new meta as much as you're trying to force it to be. But I don't know. I think this is all I really had to say at some point. I feel like when we have reached the point where an Invincible game is more than likely going to be better than the last two DC games, we kind of have reached a point where we probably need to have a bit of a sit down with DC and be like, hey, you gotta figure your shit out. And again, I understand why they might try to go back to the Batman Arkham formula, but at the same time, I don't think that's the right answer. I think it's best that if you're going to go back to the Arkham formula, try it out with someone else. Like, maybe do like a Green Arrow, maybe do a Superman game, like there was rumors of them doing for years and years before they did the Suicide Squad game. Do a fucking Wonder Woman game. Like, they had the perfect opportunity to be like, hey, we could find new success in the video game landscape by doing a Wonder Woman game, and then they shut down the studio that was making the game without any updates, like fucking like with like so minimal updates since the like original announcement. Like years had gone by and fucking nothing about the game ever came out. It was so fucking disgusting. And that's the thing too, I feel like a lot of these companies need to realize like, hey, don't announce a project until you actually like have something. Like that's the thing that I like about like James Gunn's apparent approach to his cinematic universe with DC is that like we won't greenlight something until we have like a good foundation of where we're gonna go, until we have like I think he said like a good screenplay, shit like that. Now obviously that kind of contradicts itself because there are projects that we do know that were announced without a real plan to them, but honestly I don't really blame him for that. He was just trying to get hope. Like he was just trying to get like hype for his new universe, whatever. Like I understand it at that point, but like with the Clayface movie, he even said like, well, I'm not just greenlighting a Clayface movie with no project. We actually have something here that we're excited for and we're gonna work to. That's all I really had to say on the topic. Hello everyone, thank you for watching today's video. If you would like to see more videos like this, please leave a like and subscribe down below. If you would like to check out my main channel where I do political commentary as well as talk about internet drama and stuff like that, go follow my main channel FruitySoar. If you would like to check out my gaming videos, you can follow me at FruitySoar Gaming. But that's all I had to say for today. I'd like to thank you all for watching once again, and I will see you next time.